Good morning, class. Sairam. This is Ramesh Puneta, your physics teacher. I welcome you all in this new academic session. Today we will start with the first lecture, but before that I will discuss syllabus of physics with you. Okay? So in class 11th and 12th, this is subject code 042, and this revised syllabus is for 2020 and 21, as you can see on your screen. So a total number of unit that is in your syllabus is 10, and under these 10 units you have to study 15 chapters. Okay, out of which approx 7 to 8 chapter you can say will come in your half yearly examinations, and the same thing will be told to you at the time of half yearly examinations as well. First of all, we will discuss what is syllabus for unit number 1. As you can see, chapter 1 and chapter 2 are included in unit number 1. Chapter 1 is physical world and chapter 2 is unit and measurements. After that you have unit number 2. In this unit you have to study about kinematics. Kinematics is further divided into these two chapters, that is motion in a straight line and motion in a plane. After that you have to study about laws of motion, that is unit number 3, and in this unit the chapter included, that is laws of motion. Okay, in which you will learn 3 laws of motion. The next unit is unit number 4, and name of unit is work, energy and power, as you can see on your screen. Okay, chapter 6 comes under this unit. Then after unit number 5 or chapter number 6, you can say, we have to move on chapter number 7 and unit number 5. So chapter 7 is system of particles and rotational motions. Okay, we have to study this chapter. After that we have chapter gravitation. After that you will study these 3 chapter in this unit, that is properties of bulk matter. In this unit you will study some mechanical properties of solid, then some mechanical properties of fluids, then matter. Okay, after that you have to study chapter number 12, that is thermodynamics, in which you will study the properties of heat. After that you have to study chapter number 13, that is kinetic theory of gases. In this chapter you will study the behavior of gas. After that you have chapter number 14 and chapter number 15. In these two chapters you have to read oscillations. Basically you can say in oscillations you will learn about periodic motion. Okay, and after that we have chapter waves, in which you will learn different kinds of waves like sound wave, etc. Under this portion only you will learn mechanical wave and non-mechanical wave, you can say, like transversal wave and longitudinal wave. Okay, all these topics you will learn in this unit, how they are classified into different categories. Moreover, you can get this syllabus in CBSE website as well, and you can check the detailed syllabus for each chapter also. Like here in this PDF only, it is also mentioned again in detailed way that what is included, which chapters or which topics included in different units and different lessons. Like here you can see the first unit is physical world, and second chapter unit and dimension. Then after that you can see detailed syllabus of kinematics, motion in a plane, and after that you will see syllabus of laws of motion, means all topic you will see over here only. Then work, power and energy, all topics are given. After that chapter number 7. Okay, so all these topics are given in this syllabus. and you have to download this syllabus from CBSE website, and from there you can note it down all important topics regarding a particular ongoing unit. So before starting the first chapter, that is physical world, we will see some basic concept of mathematics that will be very helpful for us to understand the different concepts of different chapters. So it is always recommended that you should go through all these basic concepts of mathematics before starting physics session. Okay, so we will discuss only those concepts which are useful for us, and under those concepts the first thing is differentiation and second thing is integration. These two are mathematical term. You have to understand that differentiation means splitting and integration means joining any two terms. All these two things or two concepts, you can say, these two things comes under calculus portion. Okay, so before starting differentiation we should have knowledge of function as well, that what is a function in mathematics. Okay, so function is what? It is a relation in variable. Now you can understand that in any polynomial, suppose if any polynomial is given in this form, that y equal to x square plus x and plus something plus 1, you can say this is what? This is relation between y and x. Okay, if you will vary this is what? This is relation between y and x. If you will change the value of x, then you will get different value of y. Suppose if I take another example of relation, this is example number 2 and this is example number 1. Suppose if I take a simple illustration of y equal to x square, then you can say at different value of x you will get different value of y. Say at x equal to 1 you will get y equal to 1, but at x equal to 2 you will get y equal to 4. Okay, so this is called relation between x and y. In simple words, you can say that polynomial is also an example of function. Okay, so here it is mentioned that x is what? X is your free variable or independent variable, and y is what? That is dependent variable. In this formula of function, your y is directly equal to fx. That means if you will change the value of x, you will get different value of y. This is the notation how we write a function, that y equal to fx. Suppose if in any example it is given that y equal to t square plus 3t plus 1, then you can say here y, instead of x we have mentioned t, so we can write y is a function of t. Okay, not x, but by y is a function of t. Okay, I hope you can understand why we write fx. We can write anything instead of x. If that thing is t, then we can write y as a function of t. Now we will move on types of function. Here you can see that 4 type of function are given. Actually there are many types of function, like many other example are also possible. You will learn in your 12th standard class if you have opted mathematics, like inverse function, etc., and like that. So many example may be given, but here I am saying that we have to focus only on these 4 types of functions basically. Okay, so first function we have to study, that is called algebraic function. Then after that we have to learn trigonometric function. After that we have logarithmic function, and last that is useful for us is called exponential function. Okay, so first is called algebraic function. The simple thing mentioned over here is an example, that y equal to x cube plus 3x square plus 5. This is example of a polynomial whose degree is 3, you can understand, and we can simply say that in general form y is a function of x, and here you can see that y is given as a under root of x plus 5. So we can say again y is related with x but in a different way. So it is also a function of y in terms of x, but all these direct relation, I will name these as direct relation. Okay, nomenclature is like direct relation between x and y. Like I can write x square plus 2 plus 3 or anything like that. These are called algebraic functions. Okay, but if I take another example, or if I say the second type of function, that is trigonometric function, then trigonometric functions are given in this form, like y equal to sine x is an example of trigonometric function, and y equal to cos x is another example of trigonometric function, and y is 10x is another example. Okay, so I mean to say, suppose if someone says that this example is given like y equal to sine x. Okay, here also you can understand like y equal to, if we have y equal to x square plus 2, we know that at different value of x we get different value of y. Okay, so here also at different value of x, say x equal to 30 degree, you will get y equal to 0.5, because sine 30 is 1 by 2. Or you can say at x equal to 90 or 90 degree, you will get y equal to 1. So at x equal to 30 degree or 30, you will get y equal to 0.5, and x equal to 90, you are getting y equal to 1. Again you can say that at different values of x you are getting different values of y. So it is again a relation between y and x. It is a relation, and we can say that this relation is nothing but called function in language of mathematics. If I choose another example of y equal to cos x, then you can understand that at x equal to say 60 degree, your value of y is comes out to be 0.5, and at x equal to say 90 degree, the value of y comes out to be 0. So at different value of x, you are getting different value of y. So again this is example of function, but more specifically we can say that this is relation between y and x, but with the help of sine, cos, tan, we are using these factors to get our relation. So these are classified under trigonometric functions. Okay, I hope you have understood all these things. Third thing we have to understand, that is called logarithmic function. Now log is new for you because you haven't studied about it in your lower standard classes. So here you will learn about log x or logarithmic function as well. Okay, right now we will talk about basic formula only, but with the passage of time I will tell you about their actual meaning in detailed way also. In logarithmic function, this value of this value that is mentioned over here, this is called your base value, and this x is your variable. Okay, and y is again variable, but it depends on x. At different value of x, you will get different value of y. For example, like if you write log 10 2, okay, generally we prefer only two bases, that is 10 and exponent e, but for now we can say that in general form this number 10, instead of 10 we can write any value, that is not any condition. This value b, this may be any value, but we will talk about generally we consider 10 and e. However, it is given in the problem what we have to consider. So here you can understand that this value comes out to be 0.3010, that is y equal to 0.3010. Value of log 2 is 0.3010, you can say. For example, if you have remembered that sine 30 is 0.5, or you can say that sine 30 is 1 by 2, simply you can remember log 2 is 0.3010. However, it is not required that you should learn all the values. These values will be given in numericals, but here you need to understand that log something is nothing but a value, okay, like 0.3010. For example, I can take another thing, that if it is mentioned that y equal to log 10, then its value comes out to be 1. Okay, similarly y equal to log 100, it comes out to be 2. These are values. Okay, you don't need to worry that from where we will get to know about these values. We just remember for now that log is again a special type of function that has some meaning. Okay, and meaning means what? It gives some value to us at different value. Here I replaced x by 10, so log 10 is 1. Here I replaced x by 100. Okay, so log 100 is 2. Here I replaced my x by 2. So then your y is 0.3010. Here your y is 1. And here your answer is y equal to 2. So again we can say that this is again a relation between y and x. But you can say in this relation y and x are connected together with the help of this new word, that is log. Like we have sine or cos, similarly we have log. So for now it is sufficient for you this much knowledge of logarithmic function. Last, you know very well, that is called exponential function. Such type of thing you have already learned, that if you have y equal to 5 raised to the power x, I am considering the same example, then you know that at x equal to 1 your y gives a particular value, say 5, and at x equal to 2 your y gives another value, that is 25. So at different value, whenever you get different value of y at different value of x, you can understand means x and y are related to each other. Okay, x and y are related to each other. Then you can say that y is a function of x, okay, because it depends on x. So this is called exponent function because x is given in exponent form. Next thing that we will understand right now, that is differentiation of any mathematical function. Okay, first I will tell you what is the meaning of differentiation. The slope of a graph is called differentiation, okay, or differential change or small change is called differentiation of mathematical function. For example, if I say that y is given in this form, y equal to x raised to the power 2, okay, and if I say that at x equal to 1 your y is 1, then you will say it is okay, it looks correct, because at x equal to 1 your y will be 1. But if I ask you that what is y at x equal to 1.0005, say at this particular value what will be your y? Suppose this is x1 equal to 1, your value of y is y1, and at this value your y2 will be, or y will be 1.4 times 0 and 5 and whole square. Okay, you have to solve this function and you will get some answer. By solving it you will get some answer. So I am saying what is the change in answer. Okay, if I ask you what is the change in answer, then you will say final answer minus initial answer is my change. So this final answer minus this initial answer, I will say it is y2 minus y1, my final minus my initial answer. So then I will ask, this answer you get, that is called dy. Dy means y2 minus y1, change. Then what is the change in x? Means this much dy or this much difference in answer you are getting when you have selected x equal to 1 and then x equal to 1.4 times 0, 5. If you will take another value, say at x equal, say if you select x equal to 2, then your answer will be different. So here I am saying what is change in x. You will say change in x is final value of x minus initial value of x. So this final value will become 1.0005 minus 1. Okay, that means if you change, this is called dx, if you change your x by this much value, then this is your change in answer dy. So rate of change of y with respect to x is called differentiation, or in mathematical language you can say that this is slope of graph at that x, and that slope is calculated by this formula dy over dx. When we will talk about graph, then I will tell you why it is called slope, but right now you remember that in this way we can calculate slope of any function. For example, if this is the question that y equal to x square, and if I ask you what is the slope of this curve at x equal to 1, then your answer will be this much, dy over dx. But to get this answer you have to do so much calculations. Okay, so to get rid of such calculations, what we do, we have made some simple formula, and those formula are called formula for differentiation. For example, if I consider y equal to x square, or say x raised to the power n, where n may be any number, then you can say that its differentiation will be dy over dx equal to n x raised to the power n minus 1. The power that is written over here, you write it before x, then here you subtract 1 from the power. This is the formula. For example, if I say that my question is y equal to x square, then what is slope of curve at x equal to 3? What is the slope? Okay, means if you want to plot of y and x square, you will get your graph like this one. Okay, this is your x-axis and this one is your y-axis. If I ask you plot of y and x square, you will get your graph in this form. Means at x equal to 1 you will get your y equal to 1, so this is your first point, and at x equal to 2 you will see your y will become 4, very high. Okay, because at x equal to 2, in this case you can understand x equal to 2 your y will be 4, and similarly at x equal to 3 your y will be 3 square, that is 9. Okay, so that's why your graph will look like this one, or you can understand like this one. And here I am saying that at x equal to 3, what is the slope of graph? Slope is called that horizontal angle made by the tangent at that point. Okay, so I am asking about this slope, it is more curved or it is lesser. So you will say that formula for slope or differentiation is dy over dx equal to 2, whatever power is mentioned over here, that power will be written over here, and that power minus 1. So this is my answer for differentiation. So at x equal to 3, my dy over dx answer will come out to be 3 2 ja 6. This will be my answer. So this value of this slope is, this tan theta value will be 6. Okay, so this is all for today, and we have learned how to calculate slope and how to find differentiation of algebraic function. In the next lecture I will tell you how to calculate of slope of trigonometric function, you can say, and after that we will learn how to calculate slope of logarithmic function, and after that exponent function. Okay, thank you.